Good afternoon and happy Monday to all of your sunshiny faces. Oh my guys, I woke up late today. I was going to bed Friday, Saturday, I guess just 2 days in a row pretty much at least. I was going to bed pretty late, and like on Saturday and Sunday I woke up pretty early. And so I was like, I hadn't got any sleep over the weekend, like at all. So I slept in a little bit today. Honestly, guys, I was up probably about like 10:30, which is late, but it could have been worse. I could have gotten up at like 12 or something like that. And honestly, too, it's like, again, for not getting that much sleep and just having really bad, like, not doing very well sleeping wise and everything, I feel like losing an hour and a half of sleep at like the most. My ideal time, I think I told you guys, would be like 8 o'clock to wake up, so like 2.5 hours, I guess, isn't like, I guess, the worst. So hopefully I can get to bed early tonight and get up early tomorrow. But I did get stuff done for today. I made dinner for tonight. I actually ended up making the quiche that I made. I think I showed you guys. I made those like last weekend or 2 weekends ago and froze them. And I pre-cooked my quiche. I know, and I've seen in a lot of recipes that you can literally make the quiche and prepare it and everything like that and freeze without ever cooking it. Like, you're just supposed to freeze it like liquid. Like, you know what I mean? Like eggs and everything like that without actually like cooking it. But what I decided to do, I guess, baking it. I baked mine, pre-baked mine, and I did, what's it called? I did 4 of them, and so I ended up freezing all 4 of them. But I put them on all at the same time, baked them all, and then waited for them to cool, and then froze them. And I didn't defrost them at all. I just took them straight out of the oven and baked them for maybe about like an hour or something like that at like, I think it was 350, and I had tin foil over the top of it too so it didn't burn. So I was actually, it was everybody too said it was really good and tasty. My mom didn't end up having any, but my dad said it was super flavorful and that like it didn't lose out on its flavor. He said the texture wasn't changed or anything like that at all, because I was a little bit worried about that. I was like, oh no, I hope it's not like gonna be all mushy or something like that, because I did it this way. But he said it tasted fine. I asked Matthew the same thing too. He said it tasted fine, and they said it tasted like moist too. It didn't taste like overcooked or like burnt or anything like that, and it also didn't taste like undercooked, like mushy or like cold or anything like that. So I was so happy that it turned out. But my mom, she just had some like salad and some some vegetables that I had steamed. So I steamed vegetables too, and I also made the side salad for this week, and I ended up making dinner. So I did that. I also did dishes for today too, and I also did laundry as well. So I didn't actually do any laundry, I think maybe Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And so or at least Saturday and Sunday for sure, I know. And I just took everybody's baskets from today, gathered everything up, and did 1 load of laundry so far. And I at least have 1 more load, possibly 2, maybe with reds as well. But other than that, I don't, again, I was pretty much caught up from this weekend, or from before this weekend, so I actually really didn't have like hardly any to do, even though it was like over the course of 2-3 days, whatever. But yeah, there was like barely any laundry I really had to do, so that was nice. But I did get that done too, and the dishes too are like all caught up. We like didn't have any dishes almost over the weekend because we were like out eating, or we got pizza, or we ended up making pizza on Saturday, and then we got pizza yesterday. I don't even know if I told you guys that. And we had like brownies and cake and stuff like that for Matthew's birthday, and then we were gone yesterday for breakfast. So it was like we didn't cook or like eat anything pretty much since Friday night. So there was like no dishes over Saturday and Sunday both. I don't even today too, after I ended up making the quiche, I had it in a pre-cooked tin, like the aluminum foil tins, and ended up baking it in that I had already had it frozen. And once I was done, I just put it in the fridge. So I didn't even have leftovers from that, or like any baking dishes or anything like that extra that I had to wash. So well, I guess on Saturday morning I did dishes because my mom made brownies for Matthew's birthday. But other than that, yeah, I didn't do like any dishes. Like I didn't have anything extra to do on Saturday afternoon or night or anything like that, and I didn't have any to do on Sunday. So I had 1 load today, and I didn't even have enough dishes to run it. So that was actually really nice, guys. But yeah, it was like refreshing though, because I didn't have like this huge, like, I didn't really do that much over the weekend, but I didn't have like a huge pile up of like all this stuff that I didn't get done. I also watched the Bulls game, and I did edit today as well, so I got that stuff done. But yeah, I'm just kind of like recovering from the weekend. I feel like because of Matthew's birthday and everything, like I kind of like did stuff with him, or like, you know, hung out with him and everything like that. And like, you know, we were gone again like Saturday or Sunday morning, and we were like busy and stuff like that for, you know, doing stuff with him for his birthday and everything like that. So I feel like I didn't get a lot of stuff done over this weekend, so that's why I was kind of like, today was my catch-up day a little bit. And even Friday too, a little bit. I didn't really get too much stuff done. But hopefully, again, I can go to bed early so I can wake up, and then I can get kind of back on track and everything like that. Because I feel like my day could have maybe been a little bit more productive had I got up earlier, but I didn't. So I don't have any freezer dinners to make this week. I don't really have anything to cook or bake this week, which is kind of weird. Matthew also had volleyball tryouts for today. And he is, since he's a senior, he has to try out for varsity. Because if you're a senior, you can only play varsity, but if you're a junior or sophomore, you can play, well, juniors are weird, because junior you can play varsity or JV, and even sophomore too. They brought up like a sophomore last year to play varsity, or two, I think, to play varsity, or maybe one was a freshman. But, like, you can always move up to play varsity, but if you're a senior, you can only play varsity. You can't play, like, down at JV or anything like that. So, Matthew was like, oh, yeah, like, it looks promising because there's only one other libero that had tried out. So, he looks like he will probably wind up playing or making the team, hopefully. But he should, and then my dad was saying, too, that he should offer to be setter as well, like, if the coach wants him to try out for setter, because he did that like his freshman year, and he did it a little bit like his, I don't know if it was his sophomore year or his junior year, but like one time during JV or a couple times during JV he did setting as well. And so my dad was saying, you know, like, to get more playing time, if you need more playing time, like, tell her you could play that too. So he could kind of play either or. And like I said, too, like, the tournaments he should be playing, because you can't have one person pretty much go the entire tournament if you're playing libero. So he'll probably at tournaments, but like for regular games, when you only play a 3-match game, he might not play. So, you know, it could only take 2 matches. So that's why my dad was like suggesting to him, he was like, if you want to like try and play more like actual games, then you should try and see if you can also do setting, because the kid that actually did end up playing that was libero last year ended up, he's not actually like, his position was never libero. He played with Matthew's freshman year, and then his sophomore year they moved him up to varsity, but they ended up having him, he like played, I think maybe he played back row too, but he was never libero. I thought his freshman year maybe he played front row also, but he like wasn't that tall now, like, to play it. It wouldn't work that well for you you guys that know about volleyball. But yeah, he ended up doing that like his freshman year, I think. And so like he just, because there wasn't anybody else that was trying out for libero last year, that's what he tried out for. And then this year too, since it's only him and Matthew, you know, he is, and he played it last year, that's why he'll probably wind up getting the starting spot over Matthew. Whereas Matthew was like the main starter last year for the JV team, and even to his sophomore year too, I think. Oh no, maybe not his sophomore year. His sophomore year, the kid that played libero ended up getting hurt, or the kid in the varsity got hurt, so they had to move him up from JV to play varsity. And so then Matthew was like the starter his sophomore year, which was good, because like sophomores sometimes don't always start if there's a junior that can like beat them out. It depends somewhat on skill, but for the most part, if you kind of have two that are like both kind of the same, then you wind up like putting the kid that is the like grade level older and play that position, which is what I've kind of noticed, because like Matthew and this one kid were both kind of like the same level, and so since but Matthew was a year younger than him and the other kid was a year older, so they had him like be more of a starter. But last year, since they were both juniors at libero, Matthew ended up be starting over the other kid. I think for most of the games, like every once in a while they might have the other kid start, but it was JV, so it was kind of like everybody gets a turn kind of to like start and stuff like that every once in a while. But for the most part, Matthew would start, and tournaments were the only thing at JV that mattered. But this year at varsity, like everything matters. Like it's your record counts towards, you know, seeing how far you go at varsity. So yeah, it's going to be interesting too, because we have a new coach, a varsity coach, which they had the varsity coach that was there. She coached for like, I don't even know how long. She was there forever, and she retired last year, which is like so sad. I think I even told you guys this, but yeah, she retired, and so they have a new, I don't know if she was the girls varsity volleyball coach or if she was just one of the girls coaches, or if she was like the JV, or if she was a sophomore. She could have been a sophomore coach too. Sometimes they'll have sophomore teams, or they'll have like a JV AB team, and freshmen too. So I don't know what she coached. All I know is she coached girls volleyball, and that's what was I gonna say, at football, believe it or not, when we were at football last fall, we saw the JV volleyball coach, and my dad was talking to him and was like, oh, so who's coaching? Because, you know, we hadn't heard yet who was actually coaching the varsity team, and so we knew last fall that it was a girls volleyball coach. So, like I said, I don't know, like, if she was like looking for a higher position, and like I said, she was maybe like a freshman coach or something like that, wanting to coach at a varsity level, or, you know, or if she was the girls varsity coach and they had someone else to coach the girls, and so she ended up coming over, what it was, or if she's just like going to be here for like a year and then maybe someone else is going to be there. But yeah, I'm not sure. All I know is that it's someone new, so it should be interesting. I would hope that they go a long way, but like from seeing the varsity coach that was, she was a varsity coach for, like I said, so many years, and when Matthew started in freshman, like, and kind of brought them up, you know, because the varsity coach is in charge of all of the other coaches and, like, teams and stuff like that, regardless of the age. So she was, like, you know, she knew, like, a lot of the kids and, you know, families and stuff like that, even if they didn't play on the varsity team. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see what this year is, if it's, you know, like, we knew what her record was too. She actually had this one, I don't know if they went to state or if they went to like some type of finals. They like got into some championship or something like that. And even last year too, I think they made some type of, like, they got through maybe the first or second round last year, which was pretty good. But yeah, it was like, we knew her record and stuff like that, and she's been a really good coach. And obviously too, when you've coached for as many years as she has, and she finally decided she want to retire, instead of, like, you know, the school being like, well, you haven't done very well, and just got rid of like a coach. But you know, she was really good. She had one player who I think in like 2003 played for the high school for the volleyball team and ended up actually going to the Olympics, which was really cool. And so yeah, but I'm not sure, like I said, what year it was. And she, you know, she's been very successful, and so now this year with the new coach, you're like, don't know what to expect and stuff like that, so it'll be interesting though. But anyways, guys, I've rambled on for long enough about volleyball, but it's exciting because it's finally starting. Like, Matthew should have a game within maybe a couple of weeks or something like that, which would be awesome. So I'll see you guys all in tomorrow's vlog, though. If you guys did enjoy today's, make sure you guys give a big old thumbs up. If you guys are new, we'd love if you'd subscribe, and I'll see all of your sunshiny faces tomorrow. So bye, guys.